Right, what's going on everyone? It's the true Geordie back again to do a little YouTube video for me mate over at the Full-Time Devil YouTube channel. Big Man United YouTube channel. So, thanks for asking us to do this. I don't know how friendly you're going to be with us after the video, mate, but I'm going to be brutally honest as I always am. To the Man United fans watching this, if you look up my channel, the True Geordie YouTube channel, you'll see I've done a few videos about Man United, so I might as well admit them now. I did a video in February called Why Alex Ferguson Should Retire Now. In the video, I basically explained that this was Alex Ferguson's best chance last season with the way Man United had been playing poorly by all accounts, but getting results with Van Persie and Rooney coming to the rescue a lot of the time and papering over the cracks, in my opinion. I said that the writing was on the wall, you know. Next season, I said that Man City were in a transitional phase last season, Chelsea were, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs were all in big transitional phases, and to a degree they still are. But I knew that this season they would come good a lot more and a lot stronger and give Man United more of a threat, sign more players and be a lot more difficult to overcome. The dynasty isn't there where it was 10 years ago for Man United where they could win 3 titles off the belt. That's not going to happen, and I knew that. And I thought, well, Alex Ferguson's getting on. He's going to see this. He's going to see the decline and the deterioration in his players and look at the overhaul that is needed at Old Trafford now. This isn't just add a couple of players here and there, go and find a young Cristiano Ronaldo to paper over the cracks. This is a massive job that's on at Man United. And I thought he would retire. And I was right. I got a lot of shit. But in I think it was June or July, I did a follow-up, why Alex Ferguson should retire #2, and explained that I thought they would sign David Moyes. He's not the £20 million manager that Mourinho was at the time. And he was good at building, he was good at competing with lesser funds, which is what he's going to need to do against Chelsea and City. And I think he's a decent choice for your manager. It hasn't gone well, but I didn't think it would go well anyway. As I said in the video, I think a lot of the poor performances are going to be blamed on David Moyes because David Moyes, he hasn't got that air of him that Alex Ferguson had. Alex Ferguson could have a team not play well for 90 minutes and have them score in the last 5 minutes of a game, and everyone goes home happy and no one cared that they didn't play very well. David Moyes can't do that. He's only human, and it's going to take time. Now, if you look at the team David Moyes has been left, it's easy for Man United fans to get carried away when I watch them. We're the biggest club in the world, and that. No offence, but Real Madrid bought your best player for you in his prime. Real Madrid, you don't sell your biggest and best player to another team if you're the biggest club in the world. I'm sorry, that's just a fact, that's my opinion, but it's quite clear as well. Now, he's been left a team that really needs a lot of rebuilding. You're not talking about the early 90s, the late 90s. You're not talking about Giggs in his prime, Scholes, Keane in their prime, sitting in the middle, Beckham on the right in their prime, Beckham being able to deliver a ball without even having to beat a man, Scholes being able to drift in behind defences and pick up goals left, right and centre, Keane protecting the defence at all time, and Giggs being able to beat people. You haven't been left that midfield. You haven't been left it. And to a large part, there's many reasons why we, as the rest of the league, we don't fear Man United anymore. We're not scared. Yeah, you've got Van Persie and Rooney, but that's it. We're not scared of anything else you've got. You've got decent players. I'm not saying Man United are shit now, but they're not world class the way they were throughout the side. If you look at the way Man United's defence was so solid and Keane used to protect them and they played the same team week in, week out, you knew exactly what you were going to get, and they had decent players off the bench. Nicky Butt was a good squad player back in the day. And they had 4 strikers who they could rotate, who were all world class. And I look at the Man U team now and I think, Ryan Giggs at 40-year-old. I'm not impressed. That's nothing. Fellaini. You know, Cabaye was available. I don't know why you just didn't buy Cabaye, because he's a Man United player. He can pass spray of balls all over the pitch. I've been watching him for Newcastle. And in a Man United team, he would flourish. Fellaini, I mean, if you watch the Man City-Man United game this season, he was in no man's land for nearly every goal. He had the opportunity to stop most of the goals, but he just wasn't paying attention. It's just not the team it used to be. You've got players like Anderson, Valencia, Nani. It's really not impressive. It's not scary. They're decent players. They'll probably do all right in an Everton or a Newcastle or a Villa, but they're not Man United, biggest club in the world player. They're not there. And Alex Ferguson has to share some of the blame here. He can blame it on, I wanted to spend more time with Carthy, all he wants. He knew when to get out. He knew the rebuilding job was there and he didn't want to take the fall. Moyes taking the fall. It's only fair he's given some fucking time, in my opinion. So I look at the defence, I look at the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's decent, he's fairly solid. The defence, Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand in 2002 was probably the best defender going. Now, he's nowhere near good enough. Johnny Evans, nowhere near good enough. And these are defenders who get protected by having Van Persie and Rooney up front. When you've got strikers like that, the opposition are going to sit deeper, 15, 20 yards deeper than if they had a Norwich front four. You know what I mean? Midfield four and front two. They're not going to sit off you the way, you know, if that defence was in the Norwich side, they would attack you. Rio Ferdinand, Johnny Evans would get exposed 10 times more than what they do. Right? They get very lucky. Vidic, decent, solid, good defender, injury prone, but good defender. Phil Jones could be a really good defender in the future. Raphael hasn't progressed the way I thought he would. Good going forward, but defensively leaves gaps. Evra was really good at one point, but I think it's time to change him. I think that these are after Baines. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Midfield, you know, I look at Man United's midfield, and that was always what frightened me. Like I say, Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, Keane. Are you going to get another midfield like that just from homegrown talent and picking out a player from Notts Forest like you did? Probably not. But Man United, with the funds that you plough into their team, the amount of money supporters plough into Man United, you should have replaced them, and you haven't. Roy Keane in particular has not been replaced. You know, he's brought in Ronaldo, who was as good as Beckham and Giggs put together. He was probably the greatest Man United player ever if you look at sheer talent and ability. But Roy Keane's never been replaced. Carrick doesn't replace Roy Keane. Cleverly, Fletcher doesn't replace Roy Keane. Fellaini, no way. You need a Roy Keane. Where is that defender who protects the back four? He's not there, in my opinion. Carrick's a damn good passer, but he's not Roy Keane. So there's a lot of reasons to not fear Man United at the minute. Januzaj, he looks a fucking hell of a player, mind you. To me, I looked at the match of the day highlights. He should be playing more games, in my opinion, from a Man United perspective. He looks brilliant, but I understand David Moyes not wanting to rush him in too quickly, but needs must at the end of the day. He's getting beat 1-0 off Everton, drawing against Spurs, getting beat off West Brom at home. It's not looking good. And Moyes does deserve some of the blame, but not all of the blame, like I say. He has gotten a lot out of Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney was clearly unhappy with Alex Ferguson, and in my opinion, looking back at Wayne Rooney's career when you see him as a 16-year-old lad, he would have been better if he'd went to Arsenal. He would have been better nurtured, in my opinion. Ferguson was brilliant at bringing some players on, but he just clashed with Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney thinks he wants to be the crown jewel, and you need to know how to treat him. And David Moyes seems to have warmed him up a little bit and got him better, but you know, he's only got a year and a half on his contract. To me, to let that run down would be fucking insanity. He's one of the best players you've got. He's probably more all-round talented than Robin Van Persie. Van Persie's very injury-prone. Van Persie's only had the last 2 seasons injury-free. So you're going to rely on Wayne Rooney. Don't forget who's your bread and butter. So that's my assessment of the Man United squad as it is at the minute. I've probably forgotten a couple of players here or there, but never mind. That's the way I say it. As a Newcastle fan, with the way we're playing, I don't see why we shouldn't just go to Old Trafford and attack yous and go for it. We've got nothing to lose. Obviously, against Man United, you've got to defend well because they have got a couple of good strikers. But at the end of the day, they're weak at the back. They haven't got the Roy Keane anymore. Go for it. At the end of the day, why not? We could be in for a backlash. I'm not disputing that. Newcastle could be in for a backlash. You have lost to David Moyes' old club. He's going to be livid. He's going to be drilling the players. He's going to be getting them ready for the game against Newcastle. And we didn't play our best football in our last game. But I think if Newcastle stick with the way we have been playing, we've gotten results against Chelsea, Spurs in our last 5 games. We've played all right. If we stick to 4-4-2, give it 100% best, there's no reason why we can't get a point from Old Trafford. Unless Man United come out the traps angry about the Everton game. If they do, we're in for it. Let's hope we're not. Thanks for watching. If you are a Full-Time Devils subscriber, please come over and check my YouTube channel out. It's the True Geordie YouTube channel on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueGeordie. Twitter @TrueGeordieNUFC. Feel free to get pissed off at what I said about your club. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.